Hello students, in this video I will show you how to use Excel in order to create random samples from your data. In this data here I have the number of students and I have the age of the students in one of my classes. So this is you can say the population of my class. I want to create samples of size 5 out of the age. So I can create random samples, simple random sampling using two methods. And then I will show you how to use the systematic sampling or how to create systematic sampling using Excel. So the first method that I'm going to show you involves maybe some work, more than usual. In this case, I will try to choose random numbers from the index of my data. So I will use the function rand between, and I know my numbers go from 1 to 25, so I'm just going to say to 25, enter, and then I will go back to the formula and I will copy it until I have 5 numbers. Now, if I don't do anything to this type of data, as soon as I do something else somewhere else, the data, as you notice, is going to change. And each time I do an operation, maybe the picking is going to change again. I don't want that to change. So I will just copy and paste this data in place to make it into numbers instead of formulas. Because if you click on it now, it is a formula. And each time you're going to say enter, this formula is going to compute everything one more time. I don't want that to happen. So I will just copy the data. And then I will go to the paste menu, or you can just right click, and then I will paste as values, which is the clipboard with 1, 2, 3. Now these are numbers, they're not going to change. If you click on one of them, it's a number, it's no longer a formula. To create my sample, now this is not my sample, this is just a sample of the index, or just choosing randomly from the index, because the index goes from 1 to 25, so I can actually use rand between to pick a number between 1 and 25 at random, and I do that 5 times by dragging the formula down. Now with this method, I need to go back and see what is the data value that corresponds to the index that I have. So the first one is 13. It tells me here to pick the 13th value. So the 13th value, as you can see, is 27. So we'll just type 27. And then pick the 5th value, which is 19. So I'm just going to type 19. And then pick the 25th value, which is 47. And then pick the 6th value, which is 25. And then pick the first value, which is 31. So now I have my sample, my simple random sample, one way. Another way to create a simple random sample is by using the data analysis tool. So go to data analysis, go to the data tab at the top, click on data analysis and choose sampling and click OK. The range is the range that you are sampling from, which is in our case the age. So I picked the age and I don't have any labels because I didn't pick the labels with it. And I don't want to do periodic because this is how you do systematic sampling, but I will do random sample. The number that I want here is I want 5 numbers in my sample, so I'm just going to type 5. And I want the output, so click here, and then the output, I want it to go here. You can click on any empty cell, but for this particular example, I just want it to go under sample 2. So I clicked on under sample 2 and click OK. Now here is your random sample. Notice that each time I create a sample, the numbers don't have to match, because this is the idea behind simple random sampling. You don't have to end up with the same numbers as me. So if you end up with different numbers, that's totally fine, as long as the function doesn't give you an error or it didn't work for you. So this is how we create simple random sampling in 2 ways. Another method that we can use Excel to sample is the systematic sample. Systematic sampling is basically you're going to pick every 3rd number, every 4th number, or 5th number, or 6th number, etc., until you have the sample size you need. So for example, if I want to create a systematic sampling out of the data, I can use the data analysis tool. So I will go to the data tab, and then I will go to the data analysis and then click sampling again. Since I didn't change the range, it's still the same. I'm not going to switch it here. And now I will choose periodic. Now you can choose to pick every second number. So you can type 2 here, or you need to pick every third number, or every fifth number, or every fourth number. I'm going to go with 3 here. I want the software to pick every third number, and I want the answer to go under sample 3. So I change the output range to the J5, which is the cell under sample 3, and then I'm going to click OK. Now notice that I will get more than 5 because it's basically picking every third number. And 25 divided by 3 is definitely not 5. So notice how I get more than 5, but I can just delete all of these numbers and leave only the 5 numbers I want. So the first 5 numbers I get are the sample size that I want, and I can go with that. I am going to choose here to pick every 5th number. So I will go data analysis. I will do everything the same. I will choose the periodic to 5, and then the output range, I want the answer to go here. I don't want it to override my previous answer. Now 25 divided by 5, I expect to have 5 numbers. So when I click OK, it's going to give me every 5th number. Now the first number matches here just because it's a coincidence that my third value is the same as the 5th value. That is the only reason they match, but they shouldn't, they don't have to match. If they don't match, that's okay. You still are doing the method correctly. You can do it manually, but this is useful if you have a huge set of data and you want to come up with the numbers without making a mistake in the sampling technique that you're using. So if I do that manually, I will go to the 5th number, which is 19, and then I'll go to the 10th number, and then I'll go to the 15th number, and then the 20th number, and then finally the 25th number, if I'm picking every 5th number, and etc. But this one saves you some time. So those are the 2 techniques that we're going to use with the sampling. You could choose any method of the methods that I showed you, either systematic or simple random sampling. Simple random sampling tends to be the favorite choice. You pick your method that works best for you. Hopefully this video was helpful. I will see you in a different one.